basketball, he's like, what did you say?
I said, come on, Tombstone.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers.
Didn't that one kid who we played basketball with said like you look like Gardner Minshew?
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
It sucks though, because I had it before Gardner Minshew.
Welcome to Buckets and Beyond with
Buckets.
Let me finish this line.
Oh, sorry.
Buckets and Beyond with Bonnie, who is always that's always Bonnie. I'm Siebel. Bonnie and Siebel, and we have two guests today, first timers. We've got cousin Eric over here, aka the Hooligan. we got Tombstone, aka Justin. And we have these guys together for a very specific reason. So, there is a group of fans in the NBA who are diehard, will fight to the death, will punch you if you think otherwise. LeBron fans, or stans. Whatever, I don't know. You have to tell me why stan is a word and how I should use it. But basically, I've definitely noticed this, especially when LeBron went over to the Heat. The hate just kind of like skyrocketed because I feel like everybody loved LeBron while he was in Cleveland, and he was like mainly because he stuck with a terrible team in Cleveland for so long. Like, man, he's such a great guy. He's staying with the hometown. They're terrible, and like he's still like balling out. That's awesome. So when he went to the Heat the way he did, I feel like the NBA culture just kind of like turned on him. Or if you weren't a LeBron fan, you definitely like did not like him, or like you thought that was a cheap move, going to a big three, whatever. So I just kind of wanted to get your take. Well, I guess we'll start off with Jay and why like maybe why you think he's underappreciated, or why you feel like you have to kind of defend him.
I'm a LeBron guy. Well, I mean, I was in third grade when LeBron came in the league, so like I was a little kid. And I had a LeBron jersey. I was a LeBron guy. I think I just gravitated toward just, a young brother like who was just balling out. So like from a young age, I liked LeBron when he was in Cleveland. Now obviously when the Mavs played against him, I lean more Mavs. So
now, do you lean more Mavs, or are you disappointed if are you really mad if LeBron and the Cavs or whoever they win? You know what I'm saying? How much is your fandom? That's kind of what I'm gauging, I guess.
Okay, well, it's hard to say. At the moment, I want LeBron to win a ring this year.
Yeah.
I want to see him win one or two more. And it's hard because as a Mavs fan, you're kind of like, oh, well, Luka's our guy. But we're not going to win with this team, I don't think. I don't think we're going to win the series against the Clippers. I mean, maybe. I think, if their load management backfires on them, we could win a series against the Clippers.
Yeah, or their chemistry backfires, yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a couple. I don't think the Mavs are there yet. So right now, and LeBron, he's only got a couple years left of being the GOAT. So I'd like to see LeBron win more now. Like even as a Mavs fan, even as the Mavs are a playoff team, I'm still a LeBron guy.
I think we all kind of have I'm 26. You're 26.
I'm 23.
You're 23. 30. So, but we all grew up with, well, I guess for, especially us, it's more of like, LeBron is the Michael Jordan of our era. And it's easy for us to be like, he's always been the best, if not one of, like, the best players in the league. So it's easy for us to identify, see why we like him. And we have Tombstone, a.k.a. Justin here, because he and I more align on... let me just kind of speak for me. I like LeBron. I think
I don't deny LeBron's talent.
Oh God,
whatsoever.
His talent is so great.
I don't deny his ability.
His talent is undeniable for sure. There's just some things that I think that off the court I don't agree with. But again, like that's what's tough is like
that's off the court.
Yeah,
though. We're not talking about their personal life.
And I think we should keep it that way. I don't want it to get off topic and like political or social whatever. But I think. The one specific instance, and I want y'all to kind of jump off this and kind of, for me, it wasn't even like an off the court like a political statement or whatever. It's more like when he was in Miami and we were playing them in the finals, and I talked to Jay about this.
Is this the coughing making fun of Dirk?
Yeah, spoiler alert. So, and that was, and I think like looking back, I kind of, for whatever reason, like I recently had like a revelation, like I'm like super petty when it comes to stuff like that. Like I hold on to that, like you're such a jerk. Like how could you ever do that? He's jerk and whatever. But at the same time, he got to figure out who he's hanging out with. Dwayne Wade, one of the least mature people. I don't know. I just don't like Dwayne Wade. I'll probably
never been Dwayne Wade.
I don't think I'll ever forgive. I don't think I'll ever appreciate Dwayne Wade because I feel like he, whatever. 06 was just like completely rigged, whatever. So I think so. I don't hold him accountable for that. Like I kind of like let go recently of like, yeah, it's not a huge deal. Like I still like, you know, I don't want to look back like 40 years from now and be like, man, I spent a lot of time just hating on this dude and really like he was really good. So I don't like some of the decisions he's made, little like how he did the big decision or whatever. I really like. I think he's really like you run out of words to describe him. He's just really good. But I'm not in the stand of like I'm not a stand to the point where I'm like defending him or like when people are bashing him, it's like all right, like I get it, like I get why you don't like him.
I think what turned off a lot of people to LeBron too is when he born in Akron, Ohio, he was drafted to his hometown team, and he said, I'm going to win a ring in Cleveland. Dan Gilbert screwed around a lot by not putting the pieces around LeBron, making LeBron carry trash teams to the finals every single time, and unfortunately he had to run into the Spurs all the time.
And they were like a flawless basketball team at that time.
That's the most fundamental team you'll ever find. So, I kind of don't blame him for leaving. I mean, I'm the guy who likes the loyalty. Like I like Damian Lillard, how he says, I'm going to stay here and win it. I think the decision and making that a huge spectacle was a bad decision, and I think even LeBron admitted that if he can go back, he wouldn't do the televised decision thing.
Right, and then I think since then he's been like one of the most calculated, athletes, making his business whatever. So okay, Eric's been quiet over here. He's probably the one that I've heard the most on what he thought about LeBron because just go ahead. I'll let you.
No, I was gonna say so. Just in regards to the stuff they do off the court, dude, like. Nobody's perfect. Like, just because he's made fun of Dirk, do I agree with it? No. Do I agree with Wade doing it? No. Like, the immature decisions. Like, we've all been there at one point of our lives where we do something stupid, and then a few years later, we're like, damn, I can't believe like I was that immature. Like, sidebar. Like, I'm sure you look back at like MySpace photos or Facebook photos, you're like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, what was I doing wearing that shirt or, whatever. Like, it's just like little stuff like that where, again, these are dudes who are coming into the league, going from rags to riches in like an entire like new surrounding around all of them. Like, I know they're you want them to act mature and you want them to, be...
But we're not perfect. And
you want them to be role models or whatever, but again, I don't really hold that against them. It's just a stupid decision. It is what it is. Like, I'm just strictly talking about his game. And
so on court, since that's what like we know you.
So as far as
what how do you feel about like following him his whole career?
Yeah, in regards to like how I even became like a big fan of his, to be honest, it was like I gravitated so much towards him because so many people hated him. And like whether it was because he's not clutch or he passes the ball too much or because his hairline's back here, like it could have been.
You're just fishing for things to hate at the hairline.
No, I'm just saying like
he should go bald.
Like a lot of people would just bash on him, and like the more I watched him, I was like, how did these people hate on this dude? Like, all he does is go out there and average damn near a triple-double every game. And he could, if that was his goal, he could do what Russell Westbrook does every single game, drop 30, 10, and 12. Like, if that was his goal, but it's not. He wants to play within the flow of the offense, get his teammates involved, grab some boards here or there, cool, whatever. Like, I can't count how many times the dude's ended up with, like, 9 rebounds. I'm like, yo, go get that other rebound. Like, but that's not the way he is. Like, from time to time, I'm sure, he may fish for stats, but it's whatever. But that's how I gravitated towards him because so many people hated on this dude. I'm like, he's got to be doing something right. If so many people are hating on this dude. And then just year by year, I saw the consistency in his game. And then in regards to him going to Miami, do I agree with the whole ordeal, the decision? No, I don't. But it is what it is. Like, whatever. I don't care. But, dude... in regards to staying there for the 7 years that he did, where he had little to no help, imagine going to your job, performing at a high level,
The highest level.
and then never really being rewarded. You know what I mean?
Getting there and getting denied, yeah.
Like whether it's your personal job, my personal job, me busting my ass, being the best at what I do for 7 straight years, and being handed Mo Williams and Illigauskis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just imagine, they're just kind of random, but maybe not applicable or whatever, but just imagine if, like, LeBron had, like, a team ready for him the way that Luka did, you know? Just had the shooters around him and had, like, you know, a team, like, crafted for him. We forget how bad those teams were.
Yeah,
He just, like, made so
but
much
what
better.
I will say is, like, so people like, of course, you know, the debate with LeBron and MJ is inevitable. It's always going to happen. But at the end of the day, I understand MJ's 6-0. I completely get that. And LeBron's 3-6. I get that as well. All I'm saying is, like, literally, and I'll say this till the death of me, like, LeBron's greatness is almost held against him because, like you said, he dragged teams to the finals that didn't deserve to get there. And what did he do? He got swept.
Well,
and
I also think
That's a good point.
I also think playing in the East
no, I
was
agree.
very easy.
I agree.
You know, in the West, if you lose, coming
Yeah.
down to the end of it, if you lose one game, you're dropping from the 3rd seed to the 9th seed.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that.
So he, again, trash teams LeBron was taking in Cleveland, but
Yeah.
it was a trash conference as well.
Yeah.
For a long time.
For a long time.
And
He
then
didn't
as
have-
soon as he left,
but-
they got better.
And for what it's worth, again, I know they're completely different eras, but those, and I know East was super weak. I agree with you there. All I'm saying is, like, MJ, those first few years, like, he wasn't, obviously he didn't need to, or he wasn't carrying the load and he wasn't carrying his teams to the finals. I get it. East was weak in LeBron's era as opposed to MJ's era. All I'm saying is, like, again, that's where, in my opinion, his greatness is almost held against him because he dragged a team that shouldn't have been there, granted, in a weak Eastern Conference. So he's doing his job, and then he runs into a team that, like, you're going to get beaten.
There's
no
no
matter
way,
what.
like, nothing he could have
Like, no matter
done
what.
differently to beat the Spurs.
Like, I can't think of a series that he's lost in the finals, with the exception of one, which was the Mavs, where he shouldn't have lost. Like, he was always like the underdog, with the exception of a couple of times they lost to the Spurs.
Well, they had the Heat in the Thunder series. They beat them.
Yeah, no,
pretty bad.
no, I understand that. But as far as the Spurs, every time they faced the Spurs, whether it was in Cleveland, whether it was in Miami, I think Miami, I would say that was a fair fight because, you know, they have the big three, but the Spurs, they had Timmy, they had Kawhi. They had Tony,
Yeah.
they had fucking Manu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, that is the most fundamentally gifted team, along with one of the best coaches of all time.
I don't think
We'll start next time.
Jordan
All right.
had to play.
Thanks, bud.
I don't think Jordan had to play against teams like LeBron had to play against.
I feel, and I was gonna say that too because I
Yeah.
think, like, in the past, you can see the talent across the league. Even if you're like a first round or second round pick or something, you see dudes that are, like, coming in ready.
Yeah.
Like, just like
Yeah, dude, like the competition now, dude, you see like
Miami.
eighth graders that are out here doing, like, between the legs 360 dunks and
But
stuff.
that's what any sport too. If you look at it, like, just the evolution of
Yeah,
us growing up. You know,
Yeah.
look at the average height
like when you
when
start
basketball
getting
first started. You know,
Yeah.
I
When you start getting a shooting coach as well.
In all honesty, I think it kind of comes with, like, the whole social media age. Like, you
Yeah.
start to see kids like, dang, he's doing that. Well, check out this kid, he's doing
Everybody
this.
puts
And
together an
yeah,
N1
and-
mixtape.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
naturally,
Yeah.
I think you start to see all these kids, but you're exposed to more stuff. So you're exposed to these dudes doing different moves that you otherwise wouldn't see. Like, for example, back in MJ's era, like, social media wasn't like that.
and
So
they didn't have
like,
AAU as much as they do now.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
nowadays-
the prevalence of, like,
So
competitive ball, like online tournaments you sign up for, get a team.
But I think
together
one
online,
thing that kind of
scouting,
one
you know?
one kind of thing that separates, I think, LeBron from other players, and I think they always talk about this whenever, like, commentators talk about him, but he's like IQ, man. He's
No, he's
oh my gosh.
probably the smartest basketball player on the court.
like, he knows
Yeah.
where your weakness is. He
Yeah.
knows that, I can rest on this play because you're not going to do anything with, like, like, he's just
Well, and they talked about that in Cleveland. You know, who's really the coach? Is it him or Tyronn Lue?
yeah.
It's pretty much LeBron.
No, it's
Yeah.
LeBron
You know,
because
he doesn't need a coach. Really,
Yeah.
he doesn't need
He
a coach.
is
They
the-
will fill the position. Like Frank Vogel right now.
He's literally.
I'm
just
pretty
a
sure
bucket.
if Frank
Really.
Vogel draws a play up on the sideline, LeBron's like, no.
It's like, yeah.
Frank would erase that and be like, all right, what do you want to do? Because you're the best player
Yeah.
on the court right now.
Yeah.
But I think
Now, and I
Vogel's the
think-
best coach he's had in a while.
I think that
But yeah,
I think LeBron got tired because he was being compared to Jordan.
Yeah.
And every time he kept failing in the finals. So he's like, people don't think I'm getting the negative thing. I'm doing all the stats that I need to do. I'm getting all the MVPs. I'm getting all the
Yeah.
All-Stars.
He's
Just like
passively-
Jordan.
Yeah.
Just like Jordan, but I'm not getting the rings. So in order for me to stop hearing this noise, I need to go get the ring. And I can't get it here because Dan Gilbert won't put together a team
exactly.
for me.
Yeah.
That's why he
And-
left.
and
He knew
so
he
I
wouldn't
think-
get one.
So
And it's kind of like the same thing Kevin Durant just did, where he went to Golden State. He became the bigger snake. Nobody cared about LeBron's decision after that. It was like, oh, Kevin Durant, you really...
Yeah, I was going to bring that up
That's
earlier.
way more egregious.
Like,
Yeah.
when you mentioned how LeBron's
Oh my
rings didn't
gosh.
matter in Miami, I wanted to mention, I was like, so
KD's
KD's rings
no,
don't matter
not at all.
No,
Because they were already winning without KD.
to me, he joined at 73-19.
Yeah.
You know what I
He's
mean?
the best team ever.
And you were up 3-1 on that team. You know?
Yeah.
And
So I guess with this kind of was a whole other thing, but with being a LeBron fan, that comes with you definitely don't like KD, right?
I don't respect him.
No, I'm actually.
No,
I think if KD wins, I'm actually rooting for him to win with the Nets because if he wins with the Nets, I think he's in the GOAT discussion.
I don't. Okay, totally separate thing. I don't think that they're gonna win because Kyrie and KD are the most
Well,
they're-
Kyrie's starting to show a lot, and this is the thing too. I loved KD when he first came in because the guy was very humble. He just never got technical. That was the
Yeah.
thing, and they made a big thing on ESPN when he got his first technical. He's turned into a jackass.
As soon as he went to the Warriors,
everybody called him
in half a season, he got ejected from games more than he had in his whole time with the Thunder.
Well, I think.
Okay, well, he never really got criticized until he left for the Warriors,
Yeah.
And then it seemed to all come at him at once. And then he's just like, okay,
He was phony. I mean,
It was one of those
playing-
things where I think he kind of embraced the villain role. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Where he went to Golden State, it was like, all right, y'all want to keep poking at the bear, come at me, see what's gonna happen. And me personally, I'm a fan of him. You know, it's
His game is beautiful to
damn
watch.
it, he's a bucket.
He's almost unstoppable.
He is unstoppable.
But
He's
it's
like
not even.
if he was athletic.
He can
he's the best,
shoot
I
over
think.
anyone. He's got a handle. He can make the right pass, right decision. No, he's a bucket. And I've always been a fan of his just because he came out of Texas. And I support anyone who comes out of Texas.
And I like him too. I just think I like him more than he went to the Nets too. But I think with LeBron, when you think about it, ever since he did this move to Miami, that started the trend where hey guys, we hang out together at Team USA. We hang out in our summers together. We hoop together.
Because
why don't we
didn't David Stern cancel the Chris Paul to the Lakers because of that?
Oh yeah,
He's like, I can't have you guys making super teams like this anymore. But that's what everybody wanted to do.
But he started the player empowerment era.
Yeah, that was a trade. People have not, I'm not going to say wised up, but they're like, okay, when I hit free agency, hey, you want to go here? You want to go here?
Well, and that's why a lot of players now, they sign 1 year deals.
Yeah.
Because they want to see what's going to happen.
Not only that, but also, the salary cap
Goes up
always
every
going
year.
up.
Same thing Anthony
So it's
Davis.
why am I going to commit 5 years to you when I can commit 2?
Yeah.
And then if I like my situation, I'll resign.
That's what
if
LeBron,
I don't,
that's what
I'm not.
LeBron kept doing. He signed 1 year deals with
Yeah.
player options because he knew every year salary cap's going to go up. I'm the best player.
Yeah.
I'm going to get whatever I want.
Right, yeah.
And then
aside from the unlimited
Yeah.
money I make offside the court, I mean,
the billion or
the lifetime deal with
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah, that's okay. So this is I want to kind of wrap it up, but I wanted to kind of get y'all's opinion on. So I have this theory. And this is may or not be funny to y'all. Maybe funny to Tombstone. But, so I have this theory that LeBron made a deal with the devil, and
Sprite cranberry.
no, it's not involving Sprite Cranberry. We'll have to delete that from the video. They're gonna want money for that. Okay. So the deal with the devil was right when before he went to his high school where he became really good or whatever in high school. He deal with the devil. He said, "All right, devil, I want to be the best player in the world, and I just want to be the star. What do I need to do that? And the devil's like, okay, I'm gonna need 2 things from you. Your hairline's always gonna be trash, and your shoes are especially gonna be trash. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with making that deal? You're the best man in the world, but people can be ragging on your hairline, and no one, actually wants your shoes. And then he's like, yeah,
So I've never ever been a fan of his shoes. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm a huge supporter of him, but like, I don't agree with you when like you tell me that like I will defend him until like the death of me, just because I legitimately feel like I'm fair-minded. Like, I'm his biggest critic and his biggest supporter. So if I see he's playing like a bitch and not going to the hole like he should, or if he's being extremely passive, then I'll call him out on it. Like, if you have, I don't know, Patrick Beverley on you in the post, and all you're doing is looking to pass, like, what are you doing? Like, and when it comes to like clutch moments and stuff like that, like me personally, I believe in. I'll say this till the death of me. I legitimately feel like he's clutcher than Kobe. I know that was kind of like a debate, for a little bit. I only say that because he's always going to get a higher percentage shot than Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kobe, he has the more memorable shots where I'm fading over two people, and then if he makes it, you're always going to remember it.
Yeah.
But how many times has he done that and he's bricked it? You know what I mean? LeBron, it may not be as sexy, but he'll get to the hole, lay it in with like 2 seconds left or something like that. Whether it was against the Pacers, more recently against the Raptors, or the Pacers when he hit a walk-off three. Like, I don't know. His moments more recently have been more memorable. But in the past, whether it was regular season or postseason, he's still, in my eyes, he's always been like a clutch player, with the exception at the line.
Right.
And I'll always say he's not.
And he's
clutch
gotten a lot better at being clutch after the finals where we beat him. He's like,
I think he got sick and tired of the criticism of like LeBron. This is one of the knocks against him. Is I don't think it now, but before it was, well, every time the big moment comes, he looks to pass out of it.
Yeah.
And then you can argue, well, if he's such a smart player, he's going to find somebody and trust his teammate with that open shot. Kobe and Jordan, I don't care if it's 1-on-5, the ball's in my hand, I'm taking that last shot kind of thing. And when people talk about the greatest of all time, that, I want that memorable moment. I want to be the guy that everybody looks to, like, it's my shot. I'm going to be the one. I think LeBron's changed that a little bit now.
Yeah, I think he's changed that a lot recently.
He's starting to take more, be the more aggressor, and in the final moments, ball comes to me. We saw that, I think he might have been with the Heat, where against the Warriors, or that might have been when he was with Cleveland.
Yeah.
A step back three for the game.
No, and I think, like, after he lost the finals to us, he kind of realized, like, that, D-Wade, it's not your team. Like, you need to just watch me do my thing.
People said that.
And
people said that.
And then they turned it on. They won like 2 out of 3, right? Like, it's like he's like I think he was kind of cautious being in D-Wade's territory. And
because everybody wanted to say like, well, LeBron, you go over there. You're just going to be the Robin to Dwayne's Batman. No, you're not.
Heck, no,
you're not. LeBron's the
y'all
Batman on any team he goes to.
He's always been better than D-Wade. It's not.
It's like even now.
Do you think maybe LeBron gets bored?
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Probably.
It's like, really, the regular season is a waste of time. Like,
but they're still going all out.
Other than if he's like, you know what?
Unless he doesn't have like Anthony Davis to help out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless he's like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go for MVP this year. Like, that's gonna be my goal in the regular season. Dude, he won like 4 MVPs in his first like 8 seasons.
Well, you also have to think like,
and he could have.
He should have
very easily could have won like 6 of those. Like, I get it. Derrick Rose had a couple years where he was just bananas.
Very much in the
but dude, like even like Steph's years and stuff like that. If you put LeBron, like you could put LeBron.
Steph's the only one to win unanimous though.
And I don't understand that either. Like, I get it. He was just killing it from 3 and stuff like that. But literally, LeBron could have the same stats as Steph, and you wouldn't be impressed. Like, as far as numbers, assists, rebounds, points.
Okay, so real quickly,
maybe because
real quickly.
That's what I'm saying.
So
again,
Steph,
his greatness is being held against him. Where it's like, we expect you to drop that.
Okay.
So,
real quick. So I guess I kind of misdirected the. If you're a LeBron stan, which means you hate so and so, I think Steph is actually in that other category, not KD. and I'm gonna say this before y'all say anything. I think Steph kind of had the situation where he was like he started off with a good a good coach to help develop him in Jackson, and he had like good teammates in Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Then they built around them, like and just like let them do whatever.
Jackson built that team. That's why Kerr. A lot of people hold those, like Kerr. You're not really like the coach.
Kerr didn't do anything.
Jackson made that team.
Kerr said like shoot 5 more threes than you normally do.
They don't need a coach.
No, they don't.
They don't need a coach at all.
They're on autopilot anyway. So Curry, after like his like tough stretch of becoming like an all-star to like really good, you know, all of a sudden is like the NBA's darling. Like we all like, oh man, everyone loves Steph. He's all like squeaky clean. He's a good, you know, Christian boy or whatever. And like, man, he's awesome. And like I feel like I read an article that says like LeBron like legit does not like Steph because like he took a lot of his like mojo. And that was his thing, and like the way he did it, and especially the times that he's beaten him in the finals with the teams that he's beaten him with, like it's a real.
LeBron came back from 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
I'm just saying it's real. Like it's not just that
I'm
fans.
more of an emotional LeBron fan than you are. Like you said, you kind of have a fair view of him. Like I'm a little more like when those series with the Warriors were going on. I was feeling that same way too, and you can sense that from LeBron. You're like, man, I bet he's mad about this. And you watch SportsCenter, they're always talking about Curry now.
No, but look, the reason why I'm really not even tripping on that. Don't get me wrong. Like Curry's the pretty boy, you know, he gets all the fans. Like everyone loves him. He can do no wrong. But ultimately, something that you can always hold on to as a LeBron fan. I'm being dead ass. In the finals, there's a reason why he's never won Finals MVP. Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So you can say whatever you want, how they had their stint as, you know, the dynasty. I get that. But before that, who won a Finals MVP? Andre Iguodala. The next 2 times they won it, KD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how come Steph couldn't step up whenever KD went out?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That third year. He couldn't. Like it was on a silver platter for him to go off for 30 to 35.
Exactly.
How come you can do it in the regular season?
He struggled at the 3.
How come you can do it in the regular season, but in the postseason and in the finals you can't do nothing?
So that's the point. So like I read that in that article, it pointed out how this whoever's interviewing asked everybody in the league, all right, who you got between like LeBron and Steph? Like who's like
on a one-on-one?
No, well,
I was gonna say,
that's what I'm saying. It's
no,
not.
we know LeBron would win one-on-one. But they like who do you think is gonna have a better legacy and who's like always gonna be better? And it wasn't even close. Everybody said LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
Everybody knows LeBron's a better player.
Like,
and
I'm
to your
I'm not
point,
even trying to be disrespectful, but if you know ball, like, and I'm not gonna act like I'm some guru, but there, again, you don't have a single Finals MVP on your resume.
No, we get that. What I'm saying is LeBron, like you said, made the most out of the crap teams, right? Steph's always been on for the most of his career, been on a good team, but when that team gets beaten down and is like injured and like whatever. Yeah. He can't make the most of it. Like he's just like, I don't get it. Clay's usually here to draw all the attention.
Yeah, like when LeBron dragged that Cavs team where Kyrie went down with a busted knee, and then Kevin Love dislocated his shoulder. He still dragged them to the finals, and then what did he do? He lost, and that's held against you. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's
unfair.
We got
This is the last thing I say.
Gotta wrap up
because like you guys grew up watching. I grew up watching Kobe.
Yeah.
And hated Kobe. Hated him. I'm a Jazz fan. He used to take us out in the second round all the time. I love Kobe now. And the thing is, with LeBron, like, we can hate him we can not like him right now, but don't overlook his greatness because you're going to watch it, go away. Like the guy, you're watching, like you said, our generation's Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Same thing if you don't like Curry. You're watching the best shooter to ever touch the basketball.
Yeah.
So I still